It's amazing to see all of you here. It's wonderful. Thank you for coming. As you know, my most recent incarnation, I have worked since 2000 as a founding member of the Good Neighbor Steering Committee, which is still going strong, to be a watchdog of the refinery. I have participated on commenting on the DEIR that was done in 2003 for the VIP Valero Improvement Project that continues until it will be completed in 2015. And I won't go into any of those details, but I can tell you that last year we learned that the Natural Resources Defense Council had already been checking into Valero's proposal for a crude by rail project. And I was notified of this and was extremely surprised, grateful, and all those feelings that one has, because we haven't had that kind of help before. And just when we were planning a forum to be able to allow Natural Resources Defense Council to present their information and the research they had gathered from some very reputable people whom we knew about, Lake Megantic happened. Our forum, when we heard about Lake Megantic, we were absolutely sobered and shocked because we were going to face, we thought, this very same problem here, or the potential for it, which was absolutely unacceptable. But you can imagine how fired up we were when we had our first forum last July 9th, only 3 days after Lake Megantic, and 2 days before the Planning Commission hearing, in which our city was going to tell us that they recommended a negative declaration on impacts, and that we would, in fact, have a smooth sailing for Valero to continue with their project. But the voluminous amount of comments submitted to the city on that cursory environmental review set the planners back, and they did finally require a full environmental impact report that we're now waiting for. Approximately 8 months since last July, they had said the DER, that's a draft environmental impact report, would be out by October or November at the latest last year, and we haven't seen it yet. We thought we were going to get it at the beginning of March. Looks like they've had a lot to consider, many obstacles thinking about how to present this project now, since there have been 5 major derailments, catastrophic derailments involving Bakken crude coming from North Dakota. I want to say that I hope you all take the brochure, that I will actually take credit and be responsible for the facts in it. If I've gotten anything wrong, I would hope to correct it at a later point. But as far as I can see, these are basic facts that we would hope the public becomes aware of, and you can use to stimulate your own questions about this project and write to the city and to the Planning Commission your thoughts in anticipation of the DEIR. And certainly we're hoping you'll get engaged with that. Oh my goodness, I have 2 minutes. The 2 most important issues to consider are not just that this crude would be arriving by rail, tar sands and Bakken crude. You can read about both, and you'll hear about these things from other people on the panel. But it's not only that it will be arriving by rail, but it will also be processed here, and there are many dangers associated to its processing for human health and public safety. I want to remind you that Valero is the largest, 4th largest American oil company in the United States. It is not one of the majors with its own oil fields, so we know that they would go out on the open market looking for what they call advantagely priced crude oil. And that happens to be, since 2010, known to be Bakken crude out of North Dakota and tar sands out of Alberta, Canada. They have mostly kept silent about what they're doing. They've hoped that this project would fly by. They're very disturbed. Wall Street investors are wondering what's going on. We required an EIR. But we can call these crudes that they want to bring in extreme crudes. I'm not shy about that. And the main thing that Valero's CEO wants to do is bring it in because it's cheap. It's cheaper. It's discounted by the Canadian government. The tar sands are discounted heavily with agreement from the majors to give advantage to the oil majors. And And we know that Bakken, we now know the U.S. Transportation Safety Board has said that Bakken crude is a very dangerous crude. They're trying to do stricter regulations for rail transport, but they won't be into effect and enforced by the time we get that draft EIR in our hands, and our Planning Commission is going to vote on it. So you have to think about what they mean, what Valero means by, oh, it's only a simple logistics operation. It is not. And I believe that the evidence is there. The evidence is there to make sure that this project doesn't go forward, and we're counting on you to help us make sure of that. Thank you.